fellow practicing endocrinologist. Welcome to Diabetes University channel. Here you can learn and improve your skills to take care of your own diabetes. Continuous glucose monitoring, like Dexcom, is a revolutionary technology in monitoring patients' sugar and improving patients' quality of life. Accuracy is extremely important for sugar testing, since patients are based on it to treat. The accuracy is so much better in comparison to other competitors. However, I still have some patients complaining of the accuracy. To them, it is the different numbers from finger stick. The good news is that you have the option to calibrate using your finger stick, although, as we discussed in the previous video, that the finger stick is not the gold standard. Today, I'm going to mainly discuss the common mistakes about calibrating using your finger stick, so you can avoid these mistakes. If you have not watched my previous video about the reasons or causes which lead to differences between the finger sticks and the Dexcom, please go back to watch it. Now let's dive in. When should you calibrate? I ask my patients to calibrate under the following three situations. First situation, the variation is too big. I arbitrarily divide the Dexcom sugar number into above 100 and below 100. If the sugar above 100, the difference between your finger stick and the Dexcom is beyond 20%. If the sugar is below 100, the difference between your finger stick and the Dexcom is beyond 15%. Second situation is that when the finger stick sugar and the Dexcom sugar would make significant treatment decision. I think this is the most important time to calibrate. The third situation is that when Dexcom prompts you to calibrate. This is the most common mistake. Frequent calibration. When you see the difference between the finger stick and the Dexcom and you just want to calibrate. Sometimes the more you calibrate might cause the less accuracy. If you have not watched my previous videos about Dexcom G6 accuracy, please watch it. You'll understand more about the discrepancy between the finger stick and the Dexcom G6. Common mistake 2. Calibrate during the first 24 hours, especially the first few hours. Although the Dexcom G6 only need 2 hours to warm up. However, the first 24 hours are still not very stable. This can be a mistake to calibrate when the difference between the finger stick and the Dexcom do not change the treatment. I'll give you an example here. If your morning sugar using finger stick to check your sugar, it is 125, but at the same time, your Dexcom shows 100. However, if this does not change your treatment regimen, you do not need to calibrate, especially during the first 24 hours. Common mistake 3. Calibrate when the sugar is rapidly changing. As we discussed in previous video, when the sugar rapidly being changed, the Dexcom has a lag time. Do not calibrate when the sugar is rapidly rising or dropping. Common mistake 4. Use a wrong number to calibrate. Here, I want you to remember that the number from the fingerstick is not the gold standard. If you want to learn more information about this, again, please review my previous video. There are many ways to use the glucometer incorrectly. Here are a few examples. Example 1. Using expired strips. Now, because patients are using much less strips, sometimes the strips can expire. Using expired strips usually give you a lower number. Example 2. Too less blood. Although now most glucometers only need a tiny drop of blood, but sometimes you might still get too little blood, but the machine still gives you a number. The number might be lower than the actual number. Sometimes you might have to squeeze your fingers too hard, which can also produce a lower number. Example 3. Not washing hands before checking sugar. Sometimes you might have some food residue on your hand, which can falsely increase your sugar number. Sometimes you might have chemicals on your hands from disinfectants, which might decrease your number. Example 4. Not let your alcohol dry before checking your sugar. This can also artificially lower your sugar number. I even have patients using the Dexcom number to calibrate Dexcom, or just give Dexcom a number based on symptoms. This is wrong and beats the purpose. Use your Dexcom correctly and calibrate correctly to improve your quality of life. Now, let us summarize. Better to calibrate after 24 hours. Calibrate only when you see the Dexcom error is horizontal. Wash your hands before checking sugar using glucometer. If you would like to learn more about diabetes in general, or information like this, and would like to have a book in your hands, please visit Amazon.com and check out these books.